What's up, my chaotic revenge warriors? Welcome back to the channel where we don't just read Reddit stories. We live for the moment some entitled clown finally gets smacked with the exact consequences they spent their whole pathetic life dodging. If you've ever been pushed to the edge by a lazy roommate, a parking pirate, or a family freeloader who acts like the world is their personal all-you-can-eat buffet, today's video is pure dopamine. 3 separate, stone-cold petty revenge tales that prove one beautiful truth. You don't have to go nuclear to make someone regret every rude, selfish, brain-dead choice they ever made. Sometimes a little creativity and zero mercy is all it takes. These stories are messy, they're satisfying, and they're gonna have you screaming at your screen. Let's dive straight into the first one before I explode. Story number 1 comes from a poor soul trapped in an apartment with the laziest, most entitled dish goblin to ever walk the earth. Picture this. Our OP is busting their ass at a dead-end job, paying half the rent, and every single night this roommate treats the kitchen like a self-serve dump. He cooks these massive, greasy feasts, pans caked in burnt cheese, plates stacked to the ceiling, forks with food so old it's growing its own ecosystem. And does he ever touch a sponge? Absolutely not. He'd just smirk and say, they'll get done eventually, while staring directly at OP like OP was born with a built-in dishwasher setting. For months, OP played the mature roommate card, scrubbing everything in silence because they didn't want drama. But the entitlement? Off the charts. This guy genuinely believed cleaning up after himself would somehow break his fragile little soul. Then came the final straw that snapped the camel's back in half. OP lands a huge job interview, the kind that could change their whole life. They need the kitchen clean to meal prep something decent so they don't show up smelling like desperation and instant ramen. They wake up early, walk in, and the kitchen looks like a biohazard zone after this clown threw yet another 2 a.m. snack rampage. Sink overflowing, counters sticky, fridge looking like a crime scene. Roommate? Snoring peacefully in his room like he pays the maid. OP sees red, but instead of screaming like a normal person, they go full petty genius. They spend the next 2 hours scrubbing every single plate, pot, fork, and glass until it sparkles like it just came out of a showroom. Then, with the biggest evil grin you've ever seen, they carry the entire mountain of clean dishes straight into the roommate's bedroom. They stack them neatly all over the bed, some under the blankets like little ceramic presents, some balanced on the pillows, the whole setup looking like a twisted hotel turn-down service. On top, they leave a sweet little handwritten note. Hey roomie, since you never seem to have time to clean these yourself, I went ahead and did it all for you. Now you can enjoy your fresh dishes right where you sleep. Sweet dreams, OP. OP snaps a picture for Reddit, shuts the door, and goes off to absolutely crush that interview. Fast forward to 2:30 a.m. Roommate stumbles home half drunk, belly flops into bed like he always does, and immediately feels cold, wet ceramic digging into his back. Dishes go flying, water everywhere. The guy screams like he's being murdered by ghosts. He thrashes around, soaking his mattress, knocking glasses off the nightstand, turning his entire room into a slip and slide of regret. At 3 a.m., he's banging on OP's door, soaking wet, demanding answers. OP just shrugs with the calmest voice in the world. What? I cleaned them all up like you always expect me to. Figured you'd want them close by so you wouldn't have to walk all the way to the sink. The roommate is livid. He spends the rest of the night stripping his soaked bed, drying every single dish at 4 a.m., and sleeping on the lumpy couch like the trash goblin he is. Next morning, the kitchen stays suspiciously clean for the first time in months. And the cherry on top? His new girlfriend hears the whole story and roasts him harder than OP ever could. This clown really thought he could live like a raccoon and face zero consequences. The audacity was high, but the intelligence? Non-existent. That tiny revenge was so beautifully petty, I almost want to stand up and slow clap. Childish? Sure. Unnecessary? Maybe. Absolutely deserved? With my whole heart. But hold up, Revenge fam. We are just getting warmed up. Story number 2 is going to hit every single person who's ever dealt with a parking lot pirate right in the feels. This one's from an apartment complex where the spots are clearly numbered, assigned, and painted like big stay out signs. Enter the neighbor, big SUV dude who apparently thinks rules are for peasants. Every single day, he parks his tank right in OP's spot because it's closer to my building and yours is empty half the time anyway. OP leaves polite notes. OP talks to management. Neighbor just rips the notes off and keeps doing it like he's above the law. The entitlement was radiating off this guy like cheap cologne. The final push came on a pouring rainy night after OP pulled a brutal double shift. They roll up exhausted, spot taken again, have to circle the block for 20 minutes, and end up parking illegally on the street just to get inside. Next morning, $100 parking ticket. OP is done, but instead of keying the car like a normal angry person, they wait. 2 nights later, the SUV is back in the spot like clockwork. OP pulls their own small car right up behind it, bumper to bumper, completely trapping the beast in place. Then OP packs a bag, hops in a friend's car, and disappears on a 4-day road trip with the phone on airplane mode. No note, no explanation, just pure, beautiful silence. The neighbor wakes up the next morning, late for work, and realizes his precious SUV is now a very expensive paperweight. He honks, he yells, he calls the tow company, but it's a private lot with assigned spots, so management gets involved and basically tells him, talk to the owner of the car that's blocking you. Oh wait, they're not answering. Neighbor misses an important client meeting, gets written up at his job, has to pay for an emergency tow that still takes hours because the lot rules are strict. By the time OP rolls back 4 days later, relaxed and tanned, the neighbor is waiting at the door looking like he aged 10 years. OP just smiles and says, "Oh, sorry, didn't realize your car was there. Again, maybe next time you'll park in your own spot." Management ends up giving the neighbor a formal warning, and the guy has to pay the tow fees out of pocket. Imagine being this arrogant and then acting shocked when your own laziness turns you into a hostage in your own parking spot. This clown speed ran, losing every ounce of sympathy the building had left. The revenge was clean, it was legal, and it was chef's kiss perfect. I support this level of petty with my entire soul. Alright, we're cruising now, but save some energy because story number 3 is the family dinner disaster we've all secretly dreamed of. This one comes from OP, who hosts the big holiday meals every year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you name it, because they actually enjoy cooking for the whole chaotic crew. Enter the brother-in-law, the human vacuum cleaner with the ego of a celebrity chef. This dude shows up late every single time, makes a beeline for the table, and proceeds to hoard the best stuff like it's his God-given right. Prime rib? Gone. Fresh cookies baked for the kids? In his pockets. Cheesecake? He takes half before anyone else even sits down, then brags with his mouth full, "Gotta get mine before you slowpokes." Everyone else gets scraps and forced smiles. OP bit their tongue for years because family. But the hypocrisy was next level. This guy never brought a single dish, never helped clean, just showed up with empty hands and a bottomless stomach. The final straw hit at Christmas dinner. OP spent 12 hours in the kitchen making 2 gorgeous layer cakes, one normal, one extra special with a secret ingredient. Beal, being the greedy legend he is, immediately claims the fancy-looking one as the good one and starts shoveling massive slices onto his plate while laughing, "You guys can have the boring one." OP just smiles sweetly and says, "That one's all yours, man. You deserve the best." First bite goes in, then the second. By the third bite, his face turns red, eyes water, and he's frantically chugging milk like he just ate a ghost pepper volcano. Turns out that extra special cake had an entire bottle of extra hot sauce baked right into the frosting. Tasted sweet at first, then hit like liquid fire. The whole family watches this grown man sweating, coughing, and trying to play it off while the kids giggle and the adults hide their laughs behind napkins. Bill spends the rest of the night in the bathroom, missing dessert, missing the gift exchange, and looking like a fool in front of everyone. When he finally emerges and demands an explanation, OP just shrugs. "You always say you want the best stuff first. I made sure you got it." The family has never let him live it down. Group chat still blows up with cake memes months later. This greedy little hog thought the family table was his personal, all-you-can-eat battlefield. Well, he got a mouthful of regret served with zero sympathy. Imagine being this selfish, and then acting shocked when it literally burns you from the inside out. Some people really do speedrun losing all sympathy, and this dude lapped the field. The revenge was childish, it was unnecessary, and it was absolutely deserved. I'm not even sorry. Whew. 3 stories, 3 absolute clowns, 3 perfectly executed petty masterpieces. My heart is full, my faith in humanity is slightly restored, and my urge to clap is uncontrollable. So tell me right now in the comments, which one of these 3 was the most satisfying for you? The dishbed disaster, the parking lot prison, or the flaming hot family cake takedown? Drop your winner below, tell me if you've ever pulled something this savage yourself, and smash that like button if you believe in petty justice with your whole heart. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because we drop these weekly and they only get better. Until next time, stay savage, stay petty, and never let an entitled idiot forget that actions have consequences. I'll see you in the next one. Revenge Squad, peace.